Welcome to the Yukon Mustang and PC edition of Varsity. I'm Ryan Aber, joined by Scott Wright. Scott, a big week in this zone. We've got two head-to-head matchups. First of all, Yukon Mustang. Both of these teams with different things to prove, but sort of a chip on their shoulders coming into the season.
Yeah, there really is. Both teams are pretty fired up about this game. Mustang, 4 returning starters in all, 1 on defense. They're really wanting to prove that they're developing a dynasty in Mustang, and that as Coach Prestige says, tradition doesn't graduate at Mustang. So this is their opportunity to come out and show that they're going to be a top 10 team. Yukon wants to prove that they're not number 6 in the district like the coaches voted them, as we saw earlier this week in the paper. They want to prove that they are a playoff team and that they can get over that hump. They've been 5th of the last 2 years, but both sides are very motivated coming into this game.
Do you see this game as being more competitive than maybe it has been in the past few years?
Yeah, I really do. You're kind of matching strength on strength this year. Yukon feels their secondary is one of the strongest parts of their team. They're doing a lot of 5 and 6 DB stuff that they feel makes their defense really strong in all. And obviously the passing game is what kind of makes Mustang go. Whether they end up with Cito Biarato or the sophomore Brandon Taylor at quarterback, they still can throw the ball pretty well. Their most experienced players are at receiver with David Glidden and Braden Wisely. So you're really kind of matching the two strengths of these teams going head to head. I know that Yukon wants to try to exploit some of the inexperience on Mustang's side and see what they can do there. But I do think this is going to be a competitive ball game in Mustang.
And I know over at Putnam City Stadium, Putnam North and Putnam West are going to meet up. And these are teams that also could be a strength against strength situation. Yeah,
it really is. You look at both as far as what they have returning. Putnam City North, 5 returners on defense, 4 guys in the secondary. Same thing on the offensive side where they've got 1 offensive lineman and 4 wide receivers back. So and then Putnam City West is the same thing where all of their returning experience is virtually all either at wide receiver or defensive back. So a lot of the experience is going to be going up head to head in this ball game. Both teams are relying a little bit more on speed this year than especially than what PC North has in the past. They're typically they have those big 300-pound linemen knocking guys around. They don't have that this year, so they're going to a little bit more of a speed, short passing route, get the ball in the hands of those guys that can make plays out there. And John Jensen at PC West is trying to build his defense around his secondary and use that speed. He's doing some really advanced things with that group, trying to make them the strength of his defense. So it really is going to be a little bit of the same situation. Now I think that North might be a little bit farther ahead as far as the development of the offensive and defensive lines at this point, but PC West isn't as far behind as they were maybe a year ago.
Well, Scott, sounds like 2 exciting games over in the West Metro this week. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for joining us, and join us every day on newsok.com/varsity for the best high school coverage in the state.